What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of U4T Eternity Season 3. This is episode 20, and with me, as always, I have Blue Spade.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's obvious, the season's winding down, and I don't know. This episode, like the first half, is just kind of weird, to be honest. Basically, they're just, the group is just trying to do damage control as to what happened in the school. So, like, they'll not, so they can, they're trying to come up with some bogus story as a way for them to not get uh, charged or arrested for like for whatever they did during the school while they were defending themselves
Yeah.
against the knocker.
We
And
we should
then,
also bring up, too, they do go over the fact, again, that, like, at certain points throughout the episode, they bring up, of course, the fact that Yuki drank that water that has a knocker in it, so he technically has a knocker inside of him, which,
yeah,
I just I mean, I feel like, of course, it goes back to this theme of like we need to coexist with them and all that, and I get that, but uh Yuki doesn't know what's going to happen when the knocker takes over. Like, the knocker could just have him be like, almost like he mentioned, like Mizuha was, and have him just be like a complete like psychotic person or something, or it might be like just wanting to coexist. We don't really know, and Yuki doesn't know either, but he's like, oh, I'm totally fine with it. So I don't
yeah. I
know.
mean,
um,
obviously, Fushi is understandably worried as to like what's going to happen because
yeah,
we don't know. Like, I mean,
this is
there are
I
different
don't know. Like,
knockers.
doesn't this just feel like the finale of Parasite, where like all of humans are trying to coexist with the parasite aliens, and
It just seems like that way,
yeah,
and and then uh and then of course we get another scene. Okay, first off, let's just get that out of the way that
yeah.
they all managed to get away from from getting charged at the school. That's it.
I felt like
So yeah,
like you said, I felt like they spent way too much time on this too. Like, this is something that they could have like kind of almost glossed over in like 2 minutes, but instead they spend like about the first half of the episode just with this
yeah.
almost like a comedy
So
routine with them like trying to get out of being in trouble.
yeah. So back to the knockers. So like was it the black one and the Fushi meet up with this kid in the orphanage. Uh, and apparently, well, of course, we know that like he's a kid uh, who recovered from his terminal illness, but we find out that he's a knocker that's inhabiting his body. But he's what's different about this knocker is that he, I guess, in a way, unlike the Mizuha knocker, he uh, feels more compassion and more connectivity with the people around him. In comparison to his other knocker brethren.
Yeah, I mean, and also he mentions that I guess implies that it was the knocker that was, I think, part of the Hayase clan that tried to teach them about like trying to coexist with humans or something. Um,
Yeah, the I mean, it's a noble goal, but it's a bit
well,
misguided at the same time. But
yeah, I mean, it's like kind of idealistic in a way, because like how are we supposed to know? He even points out that like the other knockers don't all share that sentiment. Like, as far as we know, there are knockers that are gonna want that don't all want coexistence. Um, and I mean, it's funny because he brought up Invasion of the Body Snatchers before, and it just kind of feels that way to me almost, because it's like, how are we going to differentiate the humans from the knockers in the future? Like, are they all just eventually going to be assimilated into just being knockers, and we're not going to be able to tell the difference at some point? Uh,
yeah,
like, to me, it's kind of scary, but it's like they treat it like, oh no, this is good, like, that. But I don't know. It's like we don't. I don't know. It's like it's kind of,
I mean,
we're not
like,
really
yeah,
sure how it's going to play out.
yeah. It's like they end up in, as far as we know, like the knockers end up inhabiting the body of the people that they're inside of, and then like they're not really. I mean, I guess in a way they inhabit some of their memories and their personalities, but it's like they're not really the actual same person, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've seen throughout the series that some of the knockers that inhabit the bodies of the humans that are the host for them are almost completely different from that human's personality. Like Memori, for instance,
Yeah,
she just is not the same person, obviously, when the knocker takes control of her.
yeah. So and then we get the okay. So this next scene, kind I don't know, kind of frustrated me a little bit in a way as to the whole the creator or the beholder's um,
I'm not
motivation as to
surprised as
why.
to what his real motivation was, but I think like it's I hate that he just it's not until this point that we finally know what exactly he wanted from Fushi.
Yeah, it's like he offers Fushi to to become like basically just a god at this point. Like give him all of his abilities, just basically just creating something out of nothing, and then I mean obviously Fushi can do that, but not like but he can only do that by interacting with something that he's seen already, and and also the fact that why he's been so like so hush hush about certain details is because he wanted Fushi to have a more, I guess, like have more, compassion towards humanity over the years.
Well, he said that like one of the things he wanted from Fushi was him to just be able to connect with humans and become like learn how to become more like human, even
Yeah,
though he wasn't originally like created as a human. Like his whole purpose was to form these connections and to better understand humanity. And I guess as a result, he would take the Black One's place as and become like him.
yeah. I mean, he doesn't really like accept right away, but he gives
Well,
Fushi, I guess he said, it's like another 3 years
well,
before
he gives him
his
like
time is done.
he basically gives him some I guess the materialization of his powers or something of his god powers, and Fushi I guess he can't handle it because he passes out after he's
Yeah,
tries to
I
give
don't
this to
think
him.
Yeah, I don't think he can really take it initially, but eventually, like it's something that Fushi will eventually like learn and take advantage of much later, maybe later in the series.
Yeah, yeah, because I don't know why he says like in 3 years. I guess he assumes in 3 years somehow he'll be ready in that time.
Hmm.
Um, uh, But yeah, and we also see, of course, like we mentioned before, like Mizuha is just kind of is now living almost like a normal life with her parents, like both her mom and dad, which I think it's the knocker version of her mom is they would have to be because I mean the real one
Well,
is dead.
well,
Uh,
this is the real,
or was she?
well,
Or
this
well,
is
she
the
could have
real.
been brought back, I guess, because
Yes,
Fushi.
yeah, they were all like Fushi
Yeah,
brought all of them back. He brought back not only Misa but both of her parents too.
yeah,
So yeah, so now they're living much more normal lives. I guess the relationship between Mizuha and her real mother are now, uh, are I guess the relationship is a lot more repaired because you
it's
see Mizuha putting up pictures, of all the pictures of her mother has
yeah.
taken over the years as I guess as a sign as like as she appreciates her mother like looking after her over the years and acknowledging her like her accomplishments as well.
Yeah, and I just find it really convenient how now her obsession with Fushi is just not a thing anymore. Like she's completely like forgotten about how she feels about Fushi, and now it's kind of it's almost like that. It's like well, we've had this running joke already in the season, but of course they kind of joke around about Yuki having a crush on her, and that's brought up again. And I feel like that's where it's headed. Like they're going to get together, and but like I said, she conveniently forgets about Fushi. Like she just does not seem to really even have
I
anything.
don't. I mean, I don't know if she really forgets about
Well,
Fushi. Maybe
like
it's
forgets
possible
really
they.
like her feelings, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. It's possible it'll be brought back up again, maybe in the next couple episodes, because next week
Yeah.
it's going to be a two episode finale. So I guess in a way we'll see one last interaction between both her and Fushi as a way for her to convey her feelings or how or what she really thinks about the situation right now. Uh, that now that she's free from the knocker of sorts. But yeah, it's just it's still. I mean, her bloodline is gonna still continue on, regardless of what the situation is going to be, and we'll like. I don't know. It's likely we'll see another, one of the descendants later down in the storyline. It's not. I mean,
Well, yeah, because like
it's probably the likely scenario.
every story arc has had one of the descendants show up. So, yeah, I think that's definitely going to happen again. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah,
but
and
yeah,
then of course, so yeah, we also see Gugu again. He rushes back to meet up with Fushi again, and pretty much like everyone has like a basically a family meeting to talk about like what Fushi has talked to his creator about, like basically just obtaining omnipotence, and pretty much everybody except Raban um, tells him not to accept it.
yeah. But then like Marsh says something about like more or less like it's Fushi's choice whether or not he wants it or something.
Hmm.
So, and I guess like everybody ends up more or less agreeing with that. Um, so yeah, like obviously, like this is something that's going to come up again. Like I think that's probably where the series' head is, that he is going to like Fushi. I mean, he's already almost like a god anyway, but he's just going to take the place of the Black One and just be like, I guess, attain like almost like full godhood.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's not really clear of where Fushi's story is going to go right now, but it just seems like he's going. Yeah, he's headed toward another stage of his life where like he's going to choose between, like, I would assume, like, if he does choose this, then he's going to be separated from from the family that he's known for, like, all these generations throughout the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's already kind of had to go through something similar with Gugu, where Gugu wanted to go off and like live his own life.
Hmm.
I mean, I imagine that would eventually probably come up with the other characters as well, considering how long they've been with Fuji, that they would also maybe want to go and do their own thing. But yeah, it was not really like, I wouldn't say it was a bad episode necessarily. Like, we finally got some answers as to what the Black One's true goals were, like what he really wanted from Fushi. And then Mizuha's just kind of living a normal life now. I mean,
Hmm.
I do like how, I mean, I liked it, at least she ends up at a better place than the other Hayase descendants did, even though I don't like how we got there. Um, but yeah, I just feel like her whole story arc should have played out like way differently than it did. And then the whole thing with the knockers coexisting with humans, I think, is just I don't know. I think it feels a lot like really like too familiar, in that we've kind of seen other series do this before, and the knockers, like we really didn't even know what exactly they wanted up until this point. Um, and apparently, like, well, at least like a portion of them want coexistence. The other knockers don't really share that sentiment. So yeah, it's really hard to say how that's going to play out. And I mean, Yuki, for instance, seems pretty confident that the knocker inside him is definitely going to want coexistence and not just going to take him over and just almost just become his own person, and just Yuki won't exist anymore or whatever. I mean, it'd be funny if
Yeah,
that does end up happening, but I guess we'll see. I don't really have much else to say about the episode, though. I don't know if you have anything else to say about it.
yeah. I mean, it was an okay episode. I mean, I really wish that we. Obviously, we're gonna get more of this. I mean, this is just basically like the first of three epilogue episodes for the season, and obviously, it's gonna set something up for possibly the next season after, and where it's gonna lead all of the characters we got introduced to for this season.
Yeah. But yeah, guys. So that all being said, until next time, we will see you all later.